Hello, I'm here today with Matt Scinto from the Cape Cod Chamber Orchestra. Very excited to be talking with you. I've heard so much about your group, and I'm looking forward so much to hearing you soon. But I know you have 3 very special concerts coming up as a benefit, and we wanted to hear specifically about those, and then I'd like to talk a little bit about how you formed the orchestra, et cetera. But why don't we talk first about the benefit? It's called Brandenburgs by the Sea.
Yes, I'm excited for this weekend. It's going to be very busy and fun weekend for the orchestra, and a wonderful opportunity for us to raise money for Champ Homes. If you haven't heard of Champ Homes in Hyannis, they've been around, I believe, since 1991. They provide not only means for shelter for homeless people in Cape Cod, but they also do a very important thing, which is providing life skills, vocational opportunities, mentoring, and giving folks who are down on their feet an opportunity to, I guess, move on to a new and better chapter in their life.
So really homeless prevention as well.
Yes, it's an important part of their mission.
Right.
So I'm happy to be helping to support what they're doing here.
It's a wonderful organization, and it's great that you're combining your efforts with theirs. So it's terrific. So the concerts are actually going to be held on the 16th, 17th, and 18th in 3 different venues.
Yes.
Okay, and the first one is in Sandwich, at the Sandwich Town Hall on the 16th. And the second is at the Federated Church in Hyannis. And the third is at St. Christopher's Episcopal Church in Chatham. So
you have 3 different options. You could, by all means, come to all of the concerts. And believe it or not, even though we're performing the same music, they will all be different.
Of course.
It's just the wonderful thing about classical music and hearing a orchestra live is at least, I mean, the musicians don't always like it, but I'm kind of spontaneous
I see.
kind of guy. So, really, all of the music on the program, 2 Brandenburg concertos that will be performing by Bach, Tchaikovsky's String Serenade, and Grieg's Holberg Suite.
The Grieg is so beautiful.
Beautiful piece, and it fits very well with this program, especially with the Bach. And music for strings. I'm a violist originally, so I kind of have a little bit of an affinity for real, true string orchestra literature. So it's just wonderful, wonderful program, and our musicians are really world class. A lot of them play locally in the Cape Symphony.
Yes.
I've played with the New York Philharmonic and the Boston Symphony. I mean, these are really tremendous, tremendous players. And
they've gathered here to do this with you.
Yes, that's right.
Which is really,
They've
really
come
great.
Along for the ride over the past year or so.
So do you conduct these concerts?
I do.
Yes.
I do. The Bach pieces would be a little silly with the conductor, so they play that on their own because they're smaller in scale. But the Tchaikovsky and the Grieg Holberg Suite traditionally do have conductors, so I get to do something with them, which is good.
It'll be nice for you to be up there, although obviously you're doing a lot to get them together. How many players will be performing in these concerts?
We'll have 16 musicians for this, which is really, it's about half the size of our orchestra. Traditionally, we have around 30, between 30, 35
And which
musicians.
instruments will be
This is
represented?
all string music, so we'll have violins and violas and cellos and 1 bass player as well. And me, although I make no sound. I like to think of myself as part of the makeup in some way.
Do you speak before the pieces are played?
I do.
And give a little
this
background.
is part of my philosophy about, really about an orchestra and being an arts organization is I don't really expect people to do a lot of research before they come to a concert. It's nice. It's nice to be able to speak a little bit about the pieces, but I don't like to overload people with lots of information because I think it does, and sometimes it can be a little detrimental to the musical experience where you kind of throw out all this information and people are like, but really the best thing you can do to enjoy music is just listen to it.
Yeah.
Come with an open mind.
Well, they're all 4 of the pieces that you're playing are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, it won't take much to
to draw people in.
I mean, I think from the first note, you'll
Yeah.
have a sense of understanding, even if you've never even heard this music before.
I think so too. Yeah, really beautiful. So let's see. You were going to tell me how you got this started. How did you get this started? I noticed it's called a collaborative orchestra.
And part of our mission and what I had in mind when I started the group was to work with different organizations on Cape Cod, not only in a charitable way, such as we're doing with Champ Homes, but also through this composer residency that I've established with the group. So it's an opportunity for a composer to come along with the orchestra and commission a piece or pieces throughout the season with other organizations or individuals on Cape Cod. It was all an experiment when I kind of, because it's new music. I think in the classical music world historically has been kind of a difficult sell for audiences, but I've found on Cape Cod more people come to our concerts not to hear Beethoven or Mozart and these famous composers, but to hear the new piece that we're writing.
Yeah.
So last year we did a project with the Guild of Harwich Artists, where we selected 3 painters and 3 paintings and did this collaborative concert. And we had a piece of art, and Francis Snyder, our composer for last year, wrote a set of 3 pieces with 3 different artists. And it's a nice event. It brings the community together in a way that really didn't exist before. It provides them, I think, is very important for our art and our work as artists, which is contemporary music.
Yes.
For whatever reason, classical music, unlike visual arts or dance or literature, doesn't always embrace contemporary artists.
That's true. That's true.
And I think instead of trying to shy away from that, we have to look. I think it's the most important way that we're going to move ourselves, not only the Chamber Orchestra, but other arts organizations in the future. It's important to be performing new music, but to give a perspective of an artist writing music in 2019 is important. Yes. Beethoven, when he was writing music in the 19th century, was giving a perspective of someone living in Austria, in Vienna, writing music, and his music is influenced by that. So to not have that going on and that exchange of ideas now, I think it's critical.
I think that's a great viewpoint, and I'm thinking about you're saying that each of the concerts, even though you're playing the same repertoire, each time will be different, and it's because it's a dynamic process too.
Exactly, it's very organic.
Very organic and very dynamic in between the players and also a composer. So it's really an exciting thing.
And for me, the audience is the most important component of this, because I had this conversation with someone. We could not play a concert with no audience.
No,
I don't think.
It feeds upon.
It's very important. I mean, and there's things you rehearse a piece and you try to reach a certain level
of
but it's never the same as when you have people.
Right, it's the energy in the room. Really.
It is. It creates an atmosphere that doesn't exist without that. So.
Yep. It's very true. Well, it's why so many people love coming to live music, and this is why I would recommend these concerts
Thank you.
heartily, both for the benefit aspect of it for the Champ Homes, which sounds like a wonderful, wonderful organization, but also to hear you and your players, because it sounds like a really great newish thing on the Cape.
Yeah,
thank you. Great for us to forward this. So, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yep. This is Dinah Lane for Harwich Channel 18. Thanks so much.